I'm Shiva.
I'm Sandy.
And this is
Our Relaxing Hobby. So, this episode we're going to talk about
how to teach your
koi how to hand feed.
Yep.
How Shiva's going to teach the koi because Sandy's going to film because they're killers.
They're not killers.
Whatever. Okay,
Yeah.
Sushi's a killer. She like literally puts your fingers in her mouth.
It's Sushi and Yore.
Yeah,
Those two.
Yeah, I'm a coward. I don't. They don't grab my fingers.
Okay. Well, basically, one of the big novelties that people love doing when they come over to my place is the fact that most of my koi will hand feed.
Right.
It's a big novelty for anybody, really.
It is fun. I'm just teasing.
Yeah, when people get koi ponds, they always have this vision of being able to just go over and hand feed their fish, and it is fun.
Right.
But it's not something that happens automatically. You do have to teach your fish how to do it. The younger
They are
the better.
skittish. They are. And there's some that are more skittish than others, depending on different factors. I mean, you still have some that won't hand feed.
Yeah.
So
Yeah, personality has a lot to do with it. There are some types of koi that are notorious for being elusive, like the karasu, which are my favorites, the black ones.
right.
We only have one yagore who will hand feed. Everybody else runs. We've got 3 little baby butterfly karasu right now that we're trying to teach early. They're only a couple months old, so we're working with them.
Yeah.
Yeah, we're working with them every day, trying to get them accustomed to humans, because it'd be neat to have some karasu that will hand feed,
Right.
but most won't. Meanwhile, you've got like your chigoi, which are your tea-colored ones. They're usually green or brown, like keikon, and geisha, who they're more inclined to be friendly. And then we've got our Beko Doisu, who's Sushi, who will practically jump in your lap for a treat.
Yeah. You can pet her. You can do whatever you want. You can pick her up. She doesn't care.
Yeah. So there's a lot of different factors.
And we're going to show you. We're going to do some hand feeding, just kind of show you and
how we do it.
Yeah.
You do have to change up as they get bigger. When we started hand feeding, we started by giving them their favorite treat, which was these little frozen mealworms. And they come in these little gumdrop looking balls.
little gummy.
And you could hold them between your fingers and rub them to get the
rub
scent
it,
going.
yeah.
And when it came to small fish, up to about 6 or 7 inches, you'd have a whole bunch of them sitting there pecking at your hand. It was fine.
Cute. Yeah.
It was adorable.
Yeah.
And then as they got bigger, it got to the point where one koi could grab the whole gumball and run. And now they don't even bother running.
Sushi could grab 3 of them.
Yeah, now they don't even bother running.
Yeah.
So we had to change up on what to hand feed them. Now we're feeding them mealworms for hand feeding, because we can keep a hold of them and give them the individual fish.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, because you have some that, like you said, some are much more less skittish is a good word, and they will eat all of them if you give them a chance. But you want to try to get the others to slowly come over, and they will. They will. I mean, some of them will come over. But if you don't give them a chance, I mean, the more aggressive ones, not aggressive, that's not the right word, but the more friendly ones will eat everything and nobody else gets a chance.
The bolder ones.
Not even just older, the bolder.
Bolder
ones.
Yeah, the more courageous ones.
Right.
When you do start hand feeding, that is something that you're going to need to keep up on, though. If you don't do it regularly, you're going to forget.
Yeah.
Fish don't have the greatest memory. They're not like elephants or humans or anything. Or,
maybe a 3-month span, maybe. Yeah.
So if you want to teach your fish to hand feed and keep them hand feeding throughout their lives, you have to do it regularly.
Right.
I
At
hand
least
feed.
once a week.
Yeah, I do it daily. My
at least once a week because I'm here.
Yeah, my special time with my koi is late at night, right before I put them to bed. They're on a 12-hour schedule, so because my hours are late, I keep the pond running till about midnight, and then I shut off their lights and put them to bed. So about 11 o'clock, they get their late night snack, and that is my special time with the koi, where I sit on the bench with whatever I'm giving them as a treat, and they all come up, and I hand feed them, and I do that every night, or most nights. Mm-hmm. I mean, some nights when I'm really busy, then I just kind of throw a bunch of snacks in the pond and say, "Have at it, guys." But most of the time, I take the time, spend about maybe 20 minutes with them,
right,
hand feeding them. And that keeps
it is a slow process. You put your hand in there I remember putting my hand in there at first and nobody would even come near it.
Yeah. Now, I've taught mine hand signals too.
Right.
Mine are taught that if I have a closed hand, that means that there's food in there. If I have an open hand, it means that there's no food. I taught them this simply because I've got larger ones who will, they don't have teeth, but they will grab you thinking that you got food in your hand. So I try to teach them not to do that.
Right.
Now,
and some of them come
them,
over just for pets. I mean, because Sushi will literally come over if you have an open hand. She'll just come over just to get you to pet her.
So an open hand to them means, hey, do you want some attention? And they'll come, swim, brush up against me. They want to be petted. They want to, if they're itchy, they'll rub up against my hand. They can learn hand signals.
Basic, basic.
Basic. They're not always 100% accurate with them. I mean, I've still gone in with an open hand and had, like, Yuri grab a hold of my pinky.
They have no teeth.
Yeah, they don't have any teeth.
It supposedly doesn't hurt.
Well, I will...
Sandy is not letting the hands go in the mouth.
I will intentionally let one grab me so you can see. But they're chicken. But they can learn basic hand signals. You do have to watch when you have a lot of them like I do where you've got various sizes. You do have to kind of nudge the bigger ones to let the little ones in. I've taught some of the little ones to come inside my hand when I'm feeding, so I always have something in there for them while the others are distracted on my outside. There are little tricks you can do.
I remember when you first started, we would just put our hands in there just to get them used, so you have to move very slowly, talk quieter, because I'm naturally loud-voiced, I don't know if you noticed. But I had to learn to talk a little quieter, a little slower, because they were scared at first of me, because I moved too quick for them, so you showed me how to go slow and just leave your hands in there. Just keep the food in your hand, and they smell it or sense it. I don't know. I guess they smell it.
They can
and
smell it.
Eventually they'll get curious. I mean, koi and goldfish are naturally. I mean, I think the goldfish came up to me before the koi did. And then once the goldfish started doing it, then the koi were like, "Hey, what are they getting that I'm not?"
Right.
So that's kind of how I was doing, because you were feeding them before. They wouldn't come near me even after she was hand feeding.
Yeah. Now here's an interesting fact that people don't know. Koi can determine the difference between human voices.
Right.
There have been times, and I think you've seen this, where I've come into the room and I start talking and they immediately run to the front because they hear my voice.
Right.
And they know, oh, food, probably.
Yeah, and I was bad Aunt Sandy for a while there because I caught them all. When they were young, we had to move them. And I moved them, and I'm the one that was in the water with them and catching them in the net. And so they held a grudge for a month or two. Yeah, they held a grudge every time I come over, and I used to come over almost every day.
Yeah, and
they would literally go to the other side of the tank away from me.
As soon as they heard her voice,
as soon as they heard my voice.
So yeah, koi can, koi and goldfish, I don't know about the other ones, but koi and goldfish can differentiate human voices. They can see you, and they can differentiate who you are. They can recognize.
Right. So if they're used to you hand feeding them, they're going to come to you versus, like, say your friend just came over for the first time who they don't know, and then they'll be disappointed because they don't. So I mean, she tries to get everybody to hand feed them that comes over here.
Yeah.
At least once. And they love it. People love it.
Either I'm with them, or you're with them, or Garrett's with them. People that they know are with them, so they're like, oh, okay, these people are cool.
Yeah. And people love it when they start hand feeding them. I mean, I haven't seen one person that didn't love it.
Yeah. It is. I mean, it's one of those little rewards to having koi.
Yeah.
Is if you teach them to hand feed, you keep up with it.
Yeah, keeping up with it's the key.
Yeah,
because you didn't do it for a couple months when you were sick. You didn't feel well.
Yeah.
And I remember the first time I went to hand feed them after that, they only Sushi came up, and then Yuri came up.
Yeah.
But it took them a minute to remember.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah. Now I do want to talk a little bit about handling the fish when you're petting them, because we're talking about petting them.
And we do pet.
Yeah,
they're so cute.
Now there are two camps. There's one camp that says never touch your fish, you will disturb the slime coat and it'll kill them. And then there are other camps that are like, pet them all you want, just know how to do it. I'm in the second camp, and the reason for it is if you look at other YouTube videos or even documentaries and stuff about koi owners, you will see people hugging their fish. You will see these prized jumbo fish that are worth thousands of dollars, and the owners are sitting here petting them and hugging them and whatnot. I'm going to take the lead of the people who breed professionally and love their fish versus the freaked out, oh my God, don't touch the fish or you'll kill them. The trick really is just to know how to handle them, how to pet them. You want to stay away from the gills.
Right.
Because you don't want, your finger, if the fish moves and you get your finger caught in the gills, that could be a problem. You want to stay away from the eyes, same reason. I have sort of long nails, so I keep away from the gills, keep away from eyes, keep away from nostrils.
I don't mess with fins either, like the softer.
Yeah.
I just pet the side. I'm very careful, and I don't hug the side. I just very gently touch.
Yeah, so. We will be showing you the footage of that, but basically you're going to want to either go with the top or just a little off to the top of the
side,
fish. Sushi likes her head petted.
Yeah.
You know.
Okay, sushi's a little different, but that's okay.
Yeah.
Most
Now-
of them don't allow that.
Now we've got an unusual thing where we got Plecos that like to be petted.
Yes,
we've got
which
the-
is
we've
sorry,
got-
creepy. It's creepy, but they love it.
Yeah, we've got 4 Plecos in there who
Standard Plecos, which
yeah, they're just common Plecos in there, and they like their tummies rubbed, or at least 2 of them do. And they'll go belly up on you in order for you to rub their tummies. It's creepy because Plecos have the type of skin that's kind of like shark skin, where it's sharp if you rub it the wrong way.
not the bellies though.
Yeah.
The bellies always
Yeah.
soft.
But ours will also try to hand feed too.
Yeah.
So you got to watch those spines. So yes, you can actually teach Plecos to hand feed too.
Not on
you gotta be
purpose.
Yeah.
I don't hand feed the Plecos. That's a Shiva thing.
You have to be careful with them because of the spines.
They're much larger than, I mean, the common Plecos are, these common Plecos are very large, and
Yeah,
I'm not putting my hand
definitely.
down. And I know they're not going to bite me, and I know, but no, no, because if they spin around, those spines can get you.
Yeah, the spines.
And if
are
you
sharp.
startle them, which, that's not your, that's not their fault, that's just a reaction. I don't want to accidentally get hit by the spine, that's just me.
Yeah.
Shiva can pet them all she wants.
I'm just saying that there are other fish that, any
Right.
fish that you have in the tank with your koi and whatnot that you're hand feeding, they might pick up on it. That's
Right.
how the Plecos did. Because
Yeah.
Plecos generally don't do that, but the Plecos saw, hey, what are the carp getting? And then they started coming up. So if you have other types of fish in your koi pond, there's a good chance that you might be hand feeding more than just your koi,
Yeah, well, I
which
mean,
is always good.
it took a minute, but your Plecos picked up on it. But okay, well, let's show them some videos.
Yeah, let's show
All right.
All right. Well, I'm gonna show you how we hand feed them, and I'm gonna start with the bloodworms, which I told you guys earlier are getting to the point where they're too small for them. I'm gonna show you why. Now these you can get frozen. I use them for my ropefish all the time, but generally you pop them out. This is how you start with fish. Of course, mine are too big for this, and just rub them here. Come on, guys. Look what I got. Oh, I know. Sandy's got the camera. Look what
Every
I got.
time Sandy has the camera, this is what happens. They don't want to come around.
Look what I got, Sushi.
This is Sushi coming for the entire thing.
Yeah, Sushi's going to show you exactly why I can't do these little gumball things anymore. Okay, let's see if I can... Come on, Sushi. You want it? You know you want it. See, she grabbed the entire thing. And this is our Sushi. And that is
And
why
everybody is going to hide over there, which normally they're all over here.
Oh, they're coming. They just saw Sushi get one of these. Let's see if I can get one of the smaller ones to kind of show how they nibble, but Sushi's around, so that might not happen. Come on, guys. You want to show how to nibble? Yeah, you've got to hold on to them really tight if you're going to start teaching your koi how to eat these. Now, of course, these are a little bit bigger than the ones I was hoping would come up, but this is the kai. And you can see how they just kind of pick at the ball. And this is Yuri, she can grab one. But basically the smaller fish will just start picking at the ball, and that's how you teach them. Now, Sushi, of course, being a little pig, is trying really hard to get this ball out of my hand. And as you can see, she's grabbing my fingers instead. No teeth, so no problem. Look at this.
Still not happening.
Look at this.
Not happening.
Yeah, she really, really wants to
See if one of the littles will come over.
I'm trying, but they probably won't with Sushi around. So what I'm doing is I'm squishing it up and moving it around. So maybe somebody besides Sushi will get it. Here's what I meant by handling them. Just stroke very lightly.
You
The
see how she
gills
just-
are right here, and you want to stay away from the gills. Now, what I end up feeding these guys now that they're bigger is I'm feeding them mealworms. This is the same thing that I feed my ropefish. You can get these at a pet store. They're usually sold as ropefish food. But you keep them in the fridge after you open the can. These guys love them, and they are really good for them.
And Sushi will eat them all if you let her.
Yes. Now, these,
I would help, but I'm videoing.
yeah, there's Spectrum's eating some. But basically, the idea is you just hold them so the fish can get to them. You just hold them lightly, because the fish are going to take them right out of your hand. Ah! Of course, Sushi just grabbed most of them. Sushi, go away.
Good luck
Let
with that.
somebody else have some. Come on, Sush. Yeah, there's one in every pond. Here we go. Here you go, Yuri. There you go. But you can see how they will just grab them right out of your hand.
And I'm watching this little sucker right there because she splashes. Sorry.
Yeah. Sushi, you have had plenty. Go on.
Sushi's starving to death.
Sushi thinks she's
And as you
sneaky.
see, you see the little black one there. That one is one of
This
the
isn't
ones.
the little one. This is my big one.
Well, I know, but I mean that's the Yugori that's one of the ones that doesn't normally hand feed, but she does.
Yeah, Yugori will when she's in the mood. Did you just... Okay. It looked like Sanosuke wanted to take that one, and Sushi, of course, had to grab it. But yeah, this is how you get fish to start hand feeding. Sushi, go. Sushi, you're a brat. And we wonder how Sushi got so big. But anyway. Now, for your ones that don't hand feed, you are going to want to, reward them a little bit. Throw some stuff around for them.
If you put it in there, then they're going to eventually get to the point where they know that that hand means mealworms.
Right. Mealworms or snacks or whatever. So I always make sure that everybody has a fighting chance, not just Sushi. Isn't that right, girl?
And the others will let you touch them. They just don't like it as much as she does.
No, Yuri.
Yuri likes it, yeah.
But again, open hand, they know most of the time that
Hasai
means no
doesn't.
food.
I don't know if Hasai knows it yet. He's relatively new to the tank.
Yeah.
Hakai is okay with it.
But open
Was it
hand.
Hoseki? That's his name. Sorry, Hoseki doesn't know yet.
No, Hoseki's right here.
Yeah, he's okay. Oh, he's okay to be touched now.
Yeah, yeah. Hoseki's fine with being touched.
Okay.
Pretty much everybody that you see coming up to me right now is generally not a problem. Daiton's right here.
Yeah, usually Keiko's right here in the middle of it too, but she's over there somewhere.
Yeah, there's Pitosai.
Yeah.
But right now, they see an open hand. They know I don't have food in it, so they're like, okay.
Oh, there's Keiko. I knew she was around somewhere.
Yeah.
There's the girl.
But they see the open hand. Sushi, of course, knows I just had worms, and she's pretty sure I'm holding out on her. She doesn't even see the one floating above her head.
Yeah, I had one right in front of her face earlier. She didn't even notice it.
Yeah, but open hand to them means no food, which is why nobody's coming up and going, hey, Mom,
Well, they want attention, like that little goldfish right there.
Yeah, well, no, they're too busy looking for the bloodworms, or the mealworms I just threw. But, they're, once they get done groveling, anybody who wants attention...
Sushi always wants attention.
Yeah, anybody who wants attention will come right up and, get the attention.
And this one's going to splash me.
You go right, don't even think about it.
Yeah.
That's one of my Karasu.
Yeah.
She's got a neat trick. She will take aim and splash you.
Yes.
That was a few minutes ago. She got sandy.
I was taking the camera off the tripod, so I was sitting with my back to the tank, and she got me. And who would think to leave the camera running when you have your back to the...
She's notorious about that. That's her new trick.
That's a trick she really likes to do. She gets you, she got me last week too.
You'll see her stick her head out of the water, take aim, and then she'll turn around and splash you. She thinks it's funny. Koi actually do have pretty neat personalities. Each one of them do.
Yeah, she's really the only one that does that to people. The others will splash occasionally on their own, but not intentionally.
Not intentionally.
Yeah, she's actually intentionally doing it.
Yeah. But koi do have their own personalities. And, you can see some of them are coming up for quick pets.
Yeah. Just coming up to let you know they're there. And
yeah, well, like Katsuni just did.
Yeah.
Looks like Hoseki's thinking about it.
Yeah.
But, handling fish. As long as you're gentle,
See, there are a couple goldfish in here. They're not all koi. There's a goldfish.
I think there's like 4 goldfish left in here. But,
yeah.
But they're, look, open hand, guys, remember?
Yeah, but that means pet me.
But they, these are my water puppies.
Yeah.
You gonna come up here? No, I don't see my Plecos. They're all probably like, we don't like mealworms.
Yeah, the Plecos don't. If you put flakes in there, they'd be all over here.
No, there's one of the babies. Are you gonna come up?
Yeah.
Wow. Wow. First time.
Which
even
one?
with the
Tell
camera
which one it was?
running. That was Maka.
Okay.
That was Maka. That was one of our baby
But battery's
Karasu.
low. We're gonna go.
All right.
All right. Say bye.
Bye bye. All right.